Well, probably people know my attitude towards Rian, the KKK Canal. And I do think the early part of the SK video exposing his stupidity was pretty strong with the Batman and showing he seems to have the nicest thing to say is complicated feelings towards the African American community. Basically, he's pretty racist towards the black people. However, it's unclear we can jump from that to Ryan Kinno is a lying, racist bastard about everything. Now we're going to get into another lousy video that Ryan put out, and I agree, it is lousy, however, it's not as lousy as SK makes it seem. And it seems Ryan did at least some work, which SK is going to ignore and give us his pancake theory.
As well, because they had a relationship in the expanded universe, which they threw away and decided to bastardize for something else. And besides, I would never want to be in a relationship with a leader too close to politicians or royalty. They go on and talk a little bit. Kasul mirrored his shrug. Not many choices around here. I don't think love's in my future either, and I'm fine with that. Though I will admit, I've been curious about kissing and why Aj and Zabri enjoy it so much. So if you're ever curious too, let me know. Obi-Wan blushed. I will. Let you know, I mean. Not that I will do that right now or with you or with anyone. And it even goes down further. We'll see in the next page here. Could he ever get to the point where kissing someone felt like anything less a betrayal of himself in the Jedi? And if he did, who would he want to kiss? Maybe he didn't want to be with any of them, but more like them. Or maybe he wanted to kiss all of them.
Okay, now that you've read out the relevant passages, tell me where his character is destroyed.
This is Disney Star Wars. This is what they're doing to go after that mythical audience that will never really support them the way that they had been supported in the past.
We have 46 seconds left of this 8-minute video, and he has yet to explain shit.
Well, like it or not, he did read the passage. That passage did give us a few details. Now, granted, Ryan Kinno being a lazy piece of garbage didn't give us enough sufficient analysis. Nevertheless, there is an implied interpretation. Kenobi is thinking about bisexuality, apparently. Would that run against the Jedi Code? Well, I think it would, or at least potentially should. It definitely does not fit my idea of the canon, especially with Phantom Menace. And SK's response is, well, nothing, but then he gets into some weird territory about pancakes and sausages.
This is Disney Star Wars. This is what they're doing to original characters. Yet another one already was assassinated in the Obi-Wan series. Let's just be honest with ourselves.
What did they do to the original character? Point out the assassination already. Sure, the show assassinated Obi-Wan, but we're not talking about the show.
Now they're going back and retroactively changing his sexuality to show how diverse and inclusive they are.
Ryan, you do realize people can change their sexuality over time, right? Straight people can become bi-curious, which means to be curious or open about pursuing a different gender than they'd usually date prior, meaning they're growing to prefer more than one gender. If I prefer steak one day, and the next day I prefer a salad, did my character get destroyed? Or did I change my preference over time like human beings tend to do?
Well, there are many ways to go at this. Let me just say two brief things. If he doesn't think that choosing to be a vegetarian does not reflect values, then I have a very large library of Peter Singer books I could throw at him. Now, I've not read all the Singer books, but no one denies he's a very powerful, serious philosopher. His arguments could still be lousy, but he has made powerful cases that no, yes, your food choices do reflect your values. So preemptively, you're being stupid. Secondly, does this analogy even hold up canonically? As far as I know, they do touch upon, and granted, it is very fuzzy about attachment. But we do see Padme and Anakin directly talk about the subject in Attack of the Clones. Now, granted, it's not super explicit, but it does seem they're discussing, can Jedi have sex? Here, sexual choices do bear upon the value choices of the Jedi. So canonically, I'm not sure where we're going. But let's go further with this bizarro analogy you're using against Ryan Kinno.
Don't know how well it's going to work out for you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.
Wait, so that's it? This is the video? You gave us no explanation for how Obi-Wan's character was destroyed. You just rambled on and got mad that Obi-Wan was bisexual. It seems less like you're concerned with character consistency, and more like you're unwilling to accept that Obi-Wan might not be a straight white male after all. As if him simply being bisexual is something worth complaining over. No explanation as to how his traits or personal values are being breached. Just a complaint that he's bisexual and nothing more. He says this type of stuff and wonders why people think he's bigoted.
Well, let's think this thing through. You've now equated gay people with pancakes. I understand what you're trying to do, but I don't think you understand what you just did. Yeah, being gay and queer and trans, it's like a cup of coffee. Just drink it. I mean, would we say your character is changed by drinking a cup of coffee? Come on. Let's not be stupid here. But no, if you eat a forbidden food or drink a forbidden drink when your religious ideology tells you not to, that does tell you something about their values. Like if you're an alleged Muslim, but you keep eating pork, you're probably not a real Muslim. So on and so forth. Model of the food probably will not hold up. But let's say it does hold up, and gay people are like pancakes. Then Ryan Kennel is bigoted towards pancakes. Imagine telling someone that. Imagine telling people, that Ryan is a real KKK guy. Oh, what do you mean? He was getting all crazy about the good black people and the Batman. Oh, that sounds kind of weird. I'm going to have to check out a few videos to see if that's true. Seems a little curious. Yeah, he's also, a little phobic too about other things. Oh, really? Like what? Yeah, he doesn't like sausages. Okay. He's not a big fan of the carrots either. Right. And I don't think he likes, apple pies. Right. Where are we going with this? Because believe me, if I go to a restaurant and eat a hamburger and some fries, I'm eating hamburger and fries. And if I look over and say, hey, them peoples, they're eating some chicken wings. So be it. Some people are Muslims. Some people are Christians. It's none of my business. I'm gonna eat my hamburger and fries. But they're eating the sausage. So they are. But them sausage people, they don't like some of the trans people. It is true. Some traditional Christians, not a fan of the trans. Some trans people, not a fan of them Christians. Got it. People make different life choices for various reasons. But I'm eating my hamburger and fries. Well, if you eat your hamburger and fries, you're a phobic. How so? Well, some of the trans think eating the fries and the hamburger, that's a phobic behavior. Well, they can believe what they want. Just like I think Muslims think if I don't pray to Allah 5 times a day, I'm going to hell. They can think that. As long as they don't touch my body or take away my paycheck, they can believe what they want. And they can eat what they want or not eat what they want. It don't goddamn matter. But no! Let's be very progressive. You need to put a sausage in your mouth and some potatoes. I'm not putting a sausage in my mouth. I'm not putting potatoes in my mouth. I'm putting my hamburger in my mouth and my fries in my mouth. Where are we going with this? Well, you see, SK just said, well, I got news for you. SK's a fucking moron. He's been a fucking moron for years. He's a fucking moron in most of his videos. He's made a few good Spider-Man videos. Apparently it's gone to his head. Now he thinks he's a super genius and knows everything about sexuality, political prejudices, psychology, mass society, fascism, and apparently the Star Wars canon, because he just said Kenobi ruined Kenobi, but didn't provide any goddamn evidence. So I'm going to say about this about SK. Whereas I have actually studied these subjects, I've studied philosophy of biology, philosophy of physics, animal rights, and so on and so forth. Now I could do more studying, but it did something. He just gave us one definition of the bi and skipped over, well, what would happen if Kenobi was into having droid sex? What if he was into bestiality? What if he was into pedophilia? Would that change anything? He says no. I think the answer would be yes. When he gets serious about these subjects, I will try to respond seriously. But for now, I'm like, if you think gay people are pancakes, so be it. But if Ryan Keno's anti-pancake, no one cares. And no one should.